Hello Aries, welcome back to Peony Lore, where we help you to find the beauty in all things. So this is going to serve for all sun, moon, and rising, or anywhere else you have Aries very heavy in your chart, specifically for the week of the 5th through the 11th. Thank you guys so much for returning back to the channel. We have so much that is going on, you guys. The universe wanted me to break down the details for September with the 6th planet going into retrograde. Very, very succinctly and slowly and very mindfully for what it is that we have going on this week. So the first card that I'm pulling out here is the energy of what you're carrying into this particular week, whether it was from August or from a few days ago, whatever the case may be. We have the major arcana of the Knight of Cups, but he is sitting here stationed with the Queen of Cups. So what the universe is saying is that from an emotional perspective, many of you have softened to a specific energy that has popped up in your world. You've gone through a lot of lessons. It's been very, very emotional over these past, let's just say 30 days up until this particular moment in time. What you have to realize is that you're very strong. You're getting all of the information and support that you need from the universe. And as you begin to transition more into the Queen of Cups energy, regardless of whether you're male or female, what that means is that you're not going to let the small stuff bother you anymore. You've done the things that you needed to do. But this is the energy that you're carrying into this particular week. Okay, I'm going to leave that right there. We're going to go into your sacred geometry so that you can have an appreciation for what the universe wants you to realize. Will support you in clearing any of those stagnant things that are going on yet, if you still need to work on that. So we're going to pull one card here for our, hey, there we go. Pretty much right on time. What we have, my friends, Aries, is the energy of the love frequency, okay? And so the energy of the love frequency, especially if you've gone through and had some challenges, is everything to do with your own personal self-love and any soul connections that you have had to work through. I'll put it that way. Now, soul connection could be a daughter, it could be a mother, it could be a friend, it could be you and your higher self trying to connect into bigger aspects of what has been going on within your particular journey of the soul. But it's very, very evident that there was some huge growth and some huge strides with this energy to get to the point where we're in the Knight of Cups, getting ready to transition into that Queen of Cups again. Whether you are male or female, it really doesn't matter. This is all about the energies this particular week. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to pull 7 cards, 1 card for each day of this week, and it's going to be more so about the energies of what's getting ready to go on. If I'm compelled to do any type of clarifier, I will, but we will go ahead and start with this. I do know that we are going to take a look at some energies that could be affecting you in your chart. So if you're available and understand what your chart looks like, then perhaps this will be very supportive and beneficial towards you. And then we will cap this off with a supportive crystal card, because we do have a full moon at the end of the week. So we're going to talk about what crystal could help support you in releasing anything else that we need to have. And then we'll talk about the different things that have gone up. So yes, if you're a part of my Facebook group, then you will have received already the review of everything that's getting ready to happen in September with current energies. And of course, we reviewed very specifically all of the 5 planets that are in retrograde still, that started from this earlier part of the summer. Okay. All right, let's see what we have going on here. Wow, this is pretty cool. Yep, this is what I'm seeing here, guys. There's a lot of love hangover for a lot of you out there. We will clarify probably here for a few things. Okay. Now, we did talk about the fact that we have 5 planets already in retrograde. We're getting ready to go into Mercury retrograde at the end of the week. So that's Friday. Saturday is when we have the full moon in Pisces. So very emotional already for a lot of people. Very emotional for you. Let's just see what else we can come up with. Oh, wow. Yeah, we've got some strong endings going on here. But I do think that this is the energy of old information, not necessarily just releasing yourself from a relationship or a business partnership. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yes, this is all lining up. And then Sunday's energy. Oh, and I thought it came out. There it is. Very good. So all in all, this is looking as though it's going to be a very, very interesting week. What I do see is that something wasn't working in the past for you. Could have been work, like I said, business relationship. But very obviously something was not working. There was not a lot of energy being put into something. There was a stoppage at one point, and it looks as though there's some major transitions. We have 3 major arcana that are sitting next to each other here. You have a fair amount of cards in the reverse position, so we're talking about some significant shifts and energy for you. I'm going to go ahead and start with the first one for this upcoming week. If there was a shift, right? If there was a shift that happened and it had to do with work or it had to do with relationship, this explains why on Monday we do have a little bit of the energy of the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position. Now here's what we got going on, guys. The Venus is still in the energy of Virgo. And of course, we're in Virgo season, and Virgo wants us to kind of go in, kind of wants us to review where we're at, what's been going on. It wants us to start to bring our energy back in towards ourselves. With the energy of the Queen of Pentacles, and it being Labor Day, here in the United States at least, there is still this a little bit of energy that comes out about being unstable, feeling a little unstable, feeling like you don't have everything that you need at that particular moment. So hopefully you will understand that the energy of what's going on with the moon shifting position into the sign of Capricorn. We also have 3 different squares that show up on Monday. So Monday, thank God it's a holiday, because those square energies are not necessarily the easiest when we have 1. We have 3 squares. So the first square that we have is in the sign of Chiron in Aries. So the universe is asking you to figure out where you are most responsible for your own self-learning. What have you done? And if there's something that needs to be reviewed, then this is the day where you're probably not spending a lot of time and energy on doing anything but trying to get that figured out, or at least it will show up in your thought process. The benefit is that the square does take place with Mercury having a conversation with Libra. So Libra, an air sign, could be that you have someone in your world that is a Libra. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but Mercury is coming in to have that conversation about what really needs to take place, because Mercury is all about change and it's about reasoning, and Libra is all about balance. How do we make some additional shifts and things of that particular nature? So there could be a little bit of a challenge there. And of course, the second square also taking place in the sign of Aries has a lot to do with Jupiter, has a lot to do with being less expansive. So for me, it looks like everything is lining up. Now, Jupiter is retrograde in the sign of Aries currently until we get to the end of October, and that definitely takes a hit for people in self-expansion, which is exactly what this is all about. Opportunities to review. Okay, opportunities to review. Now, when we get into the energy of Tuesday, we have the 10 of Cups in the reverse position. Now, when the 10 of Cups comes in, it does mean that there has been some sort of a transition. Okay, it means that something what we thought was completing us maybe has been completed. Maybe we finished an old job and we walked away from it. Maybe we're challenging ourselves when it comes to a relationship. But when the 10 of Cups shows up in the reverse position, it does mean that there can tend to be a little bit of unhappiness in one particular of those major areas. And that's pretty important to try to figure out here. Now, on Tuesday, we'll have had the energy again of the moon transitioning into Capricorn, and Capricorn are very, very strong when it comes to their steady Eddie values and doing whatever it needs to be done in order to get to the task at hand. Now, that could be a little bit challenging for people, but we do have a trine that shows up with that strong energy with Taurus. Okay, Taurus is again a steady Eddie value, so it's very hardened and grounded energy. Capricorn and Taurus being earth signs on that day, and the energy that we're in is the shift where we have Uranus coming in. That has a lot to do with the energy of how we want to expand and how we're going to do it. So the retrograde obviously is affected a little bit, but the universe is just saying, if you're appreciating what you need to do, okay, we already know what you want to be able to do. When we get to the energy of Wednesday, we finally do have the full energy of Libra coming in here. Now, the moon would have transitioned on Wednesday into the sign of Aquarius. And the big trine that shows up on Wednesday is the moon in Aquarius, which is that big expansive thought process that we talked about before, again, with Libra. And justice is the major arcana for Libra, having that conversation again with Mercury, and it is a trine. It is a good conversation. This is like, this is how we're going to get this done. The other beautiful energy that pops up for you guys on Wednesday happens to be Mercury having a conversation with Gemini. So we have a lot of intellectual energy in the air on this particular Wednesday. Okay, so that will be very, very supportive for you. When we get to the energy of Thursday, we move on into the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune energy is the Jupiter, it's the energy of Neptune, like doing some expansive dances and things of that nature, but it's sitting in the energy of the moon in Aquarius. And to be perfectly honest with you, we do have a setup here where the universe wants to have a conversation within that planet as far as our capability of moving forward. When we get the Wheel of Fortune, it does mean something has to shift. Something has to shift where it's time for a new cycle. So there could be an opportunity for you to go and reflect on anything that has gone up into this particular moment, affecting relationships and especially finances for you. Okay. But having these two cards in the upright position during the middle of the week, I find very, very good. You're getting all the last little bits of details that you need in order to, like I said, get ready to release something towards the end of the week. Very interestingly for me, what we get into here when we hit Fridays, Mercury retrograde entering into the sign of Pisces. Okay, we do have the moon entering into the sign of Pisces. By the time you wake up, it'll be in that sign. Okay. We have a couple of different things that are taking place on that day. We do have a sextile that's popping up. We do have an opposition though, and oppositions are with that energy of Venus and Virgo. So what I have to tell you is that the universe is really challenging many of you people with relationships. Again, whether it's personal relationship or whether it's a business relationship. With the Eight of Cups in the reverse position, someone has made a very quick shift. Someone has decided that they're not quite ready to walk completely away from a particular situation. So there is some hope in a particular situation that's here. Okay. Now, we do have a square that comes up with Mercury on that day. And so there is going to be this, this energy of wanting to very specifically make something happen, but it might not be ready for some specific person to get that done on this particular day. It looks like we have the energy of not wanting to do whatever the case may be, find that final contract, walk out of the 2 weeks notice, or do any of those other different types of things. Now, when we get to the energy of Saturday, okay, we have the 10 of Pentacles that's showing up here. We are fully in Mercury retrograde. We have also going into the full aspect of the full moon in Pisces, which doesn't take place until the evening, but we have realized that at this particular moment, we must shift. Now, there is a beautiful conjunction that is taking place between the moon in Pisces and also Neptune in the energy of where Pisces actually sits. And so this is where the universe has said to you, we've shared information with you. Now is time to let go of those things that you can't take it with you. You can't take these harsh words. You can't take these harsh energies. It's done. What's done is done. Okay, so what's done is done, and we're going to move forward and going to release, and we're going to move forward in a very new direction. We get a do-over here. It's time to start doing a new cycle with the 10 of Swords presenting itself. And you're going to do it with grace and ease, because when we get to the energy of Sunday, we now have you in the energy of the 6 of Wands. This is beautiful energy. This is You struggled with something, you made a very, very good decision, and the universe is supporting you moving forward. Now, when we get to the energy of Sunday, the moon will have transitioned into the sign of Aries. We will now also have a trine with the sun back in Virgo, doing that trining position with Neptune in Taurus. And so what that means is that this energy of expansion and this expansion moving forward and all the other different things that we need to have are sitting here in a very beautiful way for you. So some of you, it looks like, could have been having some real struggles with should I, shouldn't I? And it looks to me as though you are going to, and you're going to do it in a very, very beautiful way. The decision that you make here, I am going to clarify very, very quickly, because I have a feeling that half of you, this is going to be about loving relationships, and half of you, this is going to be about making a decision to stay or go. All right? How much are you willing to invest? Because we stopped doing something prior to. All right, let's take a look at this energy here. Seven of Swords energy, and then there it is. We have the Ten of Cups energy that's clarifying here from that Tuesday. So for me, what that means is strategy. Some of you are making a decision to not walk away. Yep, you just haven't figured out how to put the energy back into this particular situation. This is just a timing energy. And so this isn't the day. The transition really takes place more so when we get to that Saturday, but it does revolve back to what was happening on that particular Tuesday. Seven of Swords energies can sometimes mean that we think that there's some sneaky energy, but it's not usually sneaky. What we end up having to face is the fact that there's some strategy that needs to be taking place. And maybe someone had a strategy that you maybe didn't necessarily agree with, and you thought that it was going to affect, and it has affected in some way, shape, form, your Ten of Cups moment. But as you can see, whenever you get to the 10, you start over with the 1, and that's exactly what you get here. You've got the Ace of Cups. Now, it's still presenting in the reverse position, but when it's there, it does mean that it's going to turn around. It's going to turn around right here. That's exactly what's happening. Let me get another card here on, let me just confirm what we've got going on here. Yep. At some point, you have not decided to free yourself from a particular situation. Should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? Well, you decided at one point not to. But on this day, you decided to go ahead full boat and make the effort. That is exactly what's getting ready to happen here on this particular day. So your stress level is getting ready to be released when it comes towards those particular situations for you. Now, what I'm going to do here, my friends, is I'm going to pull in what you don't know could be affecting you in your chart this particular week. Could be you, could be someone else that you're dealing with. If you know your chart, great. If you don't, we'll do our best to try to explain this, and then we will cap this off with a crystal card that you can use to help support you on this full moon, releasing all of these negatives. Okay, let's see what we've got going on here. For our, for our Aries, we have the energy of the root chakra, 100%. The energy of the root chakra here. So what this is saying is that getting to the root of the matter, getting to the heart of the matter, getting to the point where you can say what you need to say, and making sure that you are being taken care of at the end of the day is super, super important to you. This root chakra that's coming up here, it's everything. It is your stability. We talked about that at the very beginning of the reading, but what we're talking about here is making sure that your self-love or your soulmate connections, whether it's romantic or business, are being addressed. But what the universe is saying, what you don't know, is that this is the thing that is going to be the most important factor for you this particular week. So as I sit here and I look at this, there's a couple of different cards that really want to pop out for me. And to me, honestly, it's going to be this transition that we get into for Wednesday and Thursday. Okay. This is where the universe is asking you to really figure out the bottom line details. You are going to be safe in the decision that it is that you need to make. You're going to be safe. The heart of the matter needs to let you know that justice is here. The decision that you make is going to be the right decision, and it's actually the right time to go ahead and put that energy into place. Now, let's go ahead and find a crystal that is going to support you for this full moon release, and we will cap it off, you guys. It looks like it's going to be a great week. You guys have gone through a lot. With, like I said, with Jupiter being in retrograde since June in your sign, it's all about how you're going to get to the next place and how you're going to get to the next phase. So, you know, you're in the right place at the right time with this particular week, allowing you to know that the decisions that you're making now are going to be supportive and good for you. All right, what crystal can our Aries use this week to help them? And it wants to be this top card. Wow, that's good. I like this one. It makes a lot of sense to me. Green jade, my friends. Green jade. So jade has the properties of luck. It has the properties of wealth. It has the properties of adventure also. And so as you look at releasing anything that was holding you back from that prior to, jade is going to be your best friend going into your Sunday and probably carrying you into the better parts of the upcoming week. What this jade is actually talking about is the energy of 6, just like we have the energy of 6 here. And what it's talking about is meaningful dreams. So if you are releasing yourself from older energies because you're calling in something new, jade is really going to support you this upcoming week when it comes to your new manifestations as you're releasing. So that is what I have for you, Aries, for this week. We will be back next week. We're taking Mercury retrograde very, very slowly because things shift and we need to go backwards in order to go forward so that you can understand what that is. So many blessings to you. Have a really good week and we will see you next time. Bye for now.